And we'll take this opportunity to simply arrive. Simple in theory, perhaps, but we know in practice, the work of yoga is to arrive again and again in each moment and each breath. So, in whatever position is comfortable for you here, whether you're supported by props laying on your back, if your legs are elevated, whatever is grounded here, notice the sensation of your body connecting to what is beneath you. The physical sensation of being supported and held. And then start to become more aware of your breathing. As we begin the practice of pranayama, which in Sanskrit translates to the lengthening and expansion of that which is infinitely everywhere. So the practice of pranayama is not only being aware of the breath, but making the conscious choice to use your breath to support your goals. So here, as we work to find a little bit more stillness, a little bit more presence, compassion, and gratitude, we can use the breath to support and increase these qualities. One of the most powerful doorways into not only the present moment, but a barometer for how we're feeling, how our experiences, the vicissitudes of our life are impacting us. This constant changing experience of our existence, the thoughts and emotions, everything that happens to us, all of these things that are really beyond our control. And yet, right there in the middle of it all, there is our breath. There is this constant. And most of the time, it's happening without our awareness. And so when we bring our attention here to our breath, we find one thing that we have control over. One place where we can really choose how we move through this life. It's a powerful place to start. So, of course, everything that I say in this practice is always a suggestion, especially in this virtual platform, as I will be practicing the asanas, the physical portion with you. That's really just a guide. The way that my body moves through things is not going to be the same way that yours does. So, like always, remember that what your body is asking for, how you feel in each moment and in each posture, is what is the most important. So the first vague suggestion, the first possibility that I'll offer is to let the breath move in and out through the nose. And if that for any reason is not possible or not comfortable, it's just the first suggestion that you discard. And secondly, start to deepen and lengthen the breath. This is maybe more important than the first suggestion. Just noticing, and if it's helpful to bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly to really tangibly experience the breath. And in this way, with every inhale, see if you can fill the lungs to capacity, maybe even breathing all the way into the belly. And as you exhale, see if you can expel completely anything inside of you, letting the breath go. And the last piece of this breath is to breathe fluidly, steadily, so that our breath resembles a calm and steady sea, the waves flowing in and out. So you might notice that breathing in this way is not natural. It takes focus and concentration, thereby giving us a tool to stay right here in this moment, to stay with our experience. And again, to use that barometer of our experience. If I can breathe deeply and steadily, even if through physical rigor my breath becomes faster, it's still deep and steady, then I know that I'm safe. And I know that this practice is really healing and nourishing rather than being some sort of something in which I'm pushing myself too far, too hard. So that's the bulk of this practice. I'll remind us throughout this experience, are we breathing deep and free? And if not, it's just an opportunity to come back, to notice the breath, and to use that deep, steady breath to deepen the benefits of this practice. Knowing that at any time, just putting the knees down, taking a break, and focusing on the breath might be the most beneficial thing we can do. But from here, we'll start to integrate the movement portion of the practice, the asana. So, right where you are, just starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll out your wrists and ankles. Take any little movements, personalize this experience, beginning now to set the commitment to do what makes sense and feels good in your body, no more and no less. Maybe you start to extend the fingers and toes in opposite directions, taking a deep breath in and finding a full body stretch. As you exhale, hug the knees into the chest if that feels good. Rolling from side to side, maybe. Taking the knees in circles. Just giving yourself the opportunity to massage the low back. Feel that sense of surrender as you breathe, lengthening and finding space in every place in the body. And as you exhale, allowing something to let go. Continuing this sensation of feeling held by whatever is beneath you, whatever pieces in your body are connecting to the earth, let them connect there fully. And just enjoy the miraculous, subtle sensations that you're feeling. From here, take one more nice full body stretch, lengthen anything you'd like. And as you exhale, maybe start to roll vertically along the spine if that feels good. Or you could just roll onto one side. Eventually, we'll come all the way up onto hands and knees, tabletop position. You can spread all 10 fingers evenly, root through knuckles of 4 fingers and thumb. Find yourself feeling stable. So we say that the wrists are below the shoulders, the knees below the hips. Again, it's a general suggestion. From here, pull the belly button into the spine, engaging the abdominals. Lengthen your crown and tailbone away from one another, finding that long neutral spine. Working even here in this really simple place to decompress the spine and skeleton, just by engaging the abdominals and lengthening anything you can. From here, start to take whatever subtle movements feel nice to you. Maybe it would feel nice to breathe back towards the sitting bones towards the heels, breathing forward to round the hips and reach the crown forward, just circling out the hips. Maybe taking those circles the opposite direction here. Returning to a long neutral spine, maybe start to take some cats and cows. As you inhale, tuck the pelvic floor, one vertebrae at a time. Open the heart, lift the gaze to the sky. As you exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. Again, using your breath to guide your movements, allowing each movement to take the entire length of the breath so that this becomes what it was meant to be, just a really personal dance. Coming back to that long neutral spine, pull tailbone and crown away from one another, and maybe tilt your hip to the right and bring your right cheek towards your right hip. Inhale back to center and switch. Left hip pulls forward, left cheek pulls back. A couple more times, side to side. And this way, we're just moving the spine in every direction. The foundation of our physical experience, giving it this opportunity to warm up nice and easily. From here, take a couple more rounds of any organic movement that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, hands spread a stable distance, tuck your toes, lift your sitting bones, press to the first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here, just taking a couple moments to notice how you're feeling in this posture, giving yourself the opportunity to move a little bit. Maybe bending into the knees, letting the sits bones lift a little higher, rocking the head from side to side. And even in this active, strong pose, we find a sense of ease by breathing deeply and relaxing the face, the eyes, the jaw. Take a deep breath here, and as you exhale, extend forward to plank pose. Maybe it would feel appropriate to drop the knees here as you pull the crown and tailbone and heels away from each other. One big breath in, keep elbows tucked in tight, lower to your belly. Untuck the toes, keep the hands where they are. Inhale, nice, easy cobra. Let's take 4 more bhujangasanas. Moving with the breath, inhale, lengthen and lift just easily. Exhale, lower, slow. Inhale, gentle cobra. Feet are active, but the glutes are soft. Elbows hug in to open the heart. Last time, inhale, cobra, lengthen tailbone to brainstem. Exhale, lower down slow. Tuck the toes, knees down or not, press through plank to downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths here. We're just warming into the body. Notice how you're feeling. On your next exhale, drop your right knee down and find some strength and stability here as you drop your left foot, flattening it into the floor. Press into right hand and reach left fingertips to the sky. You could take some circles here, opening out the left shoulder girdle. If you're feeling particularly precocious, you could lift that left leg up off the ground for some added balance challenge. And then on a big inhale, pull your left fingertips away from your strong left foot. Again, just decompressing the skeleton with your strength. On an inhale, pull your left fingertips to the sky, open gently. As you exhale, release your left hand down. Pivot onto your left toes, extend your left heel back and reach your right fingertips forward. Keep dropping the chin to lengthen the spine. Lengthen anything you'd like for one more big inhale. Exhale, drop right hand and left knee. Maybe take a couple rounds of cat and cow. And as you're ready, switch. Step your right foot behind your left. Flatten the right foot, press into your left hand as you reach your right fingertips to the sky. Maybe it feels good to open up the shoulder on this side, breathing into whatever sensations you're feeling. You could lift your right leg high on this side if you'd like. Inhale, pull your right fingertips away from that strong right foot. Inhale the right fingertips to the sky. Open the chest slightly, maybe. Exhale, drop your right hand. Extend your right heel up and back and lengthen your left arm forward. And breathe. Keep lengthening the crown away from the tailbone. One big breath in here. Exhale, drop it all down. Take your knees as wide as you like. Let your sitting bones press back. Drop your head towards the ground. You could rock a little bit from side to side if that would feel nice. Maybe rolling your third eye out on the ground. Again, finding movement or stillness, whatever your body is calling for here. And just using this as a reminder that it's always appropriate to take a break. It's always available to find a place where you can reconnect to your breath, where you can feel yourself surrendering into what's beneath you, where you can feel supported and held, where you can remember your intention, why it is that you're here, what you hope to gain and cultivate through this practice. Take a deep breath in, reach your fingers far forward as you like. As you exhale, tuck your toes, press your sitting bones up to the sky, downward facing dog. On a big inhale, reach your right heel up and back. You could keep it right here, putting a little pressure in that left heel to lengthen and stretch through the left calf. Maybe you like to bend the right knee and open up. You could even circle out the knee or circle out the ankle here. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send the right foot between the hands. Drop the left knee on the earth. And inhale, reach up. You could bring hands to blocks maybe, or to the thigh, or up to the sky. Keep sending left hip forward, pulling the right hip back. Pull thighs in towards one another. Open up the heart. On your next exhale, release your hands down. Straighten your right leg. Your toes could come back towards your face. Maybe walk your hands a little further forward to extend the spine long. And then start to take that dynamically, coming forward into a low lunge, maybe even opening the right knee out to the side. Exhaling to press back through that little splits pose. Again, mostly focusing on the breath, keeping it deep and free, and then using your sensitivity and awareness to listen to what your body's experiencing. How is it speaking to you in the language of sensation? How can you customize your movements in order to honor the needs of your partner, this physical body of yours? On your next inhale, bend the right knee deeply, coming back up. Inhale, arms reaching to crescent lunge, maybe. And then as you exhale, open up, twisting to the side. So the right fingertips pull back towards the back wall. On an inhale, drop both hands, open the chest towards the sky. On an inhale, reach both hands high, and as you exhale, frame the right foot, step back, pressing into your plank pose. Take a deep breath here, knees down or not, lower to your belly. Inhale, nice, easy cobra. Exhale, lower down, press through plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg high as you put a little pressure in that right heel. You could stay right here, or you could bend the left knee, opening up the hip, maybe taking a little movement here. On an exhale, with control, take your time. Left foot comes between the hands. Drop the right knee. Find your low crescent lunge. Hands on blocks or thigh or up to the sky. Opening the heart. Pull right hip forward, really sink in. Pull the thighs together. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, straighten your left leg. Toes could come back towards the face. Walk the hands to lengthen out through the spine. And then take a little movement forward and backwards with your own breath, honoring the desires and needs of your beautiful body on this side, probably different than the other side. A couple more rounds, staying with that breath, spilling deep and free. On your next inhale, come forward, bend deeply into left knee. You could reach your arms to the sky if you'd like, and as you exhale, twist open. Left arm pulls back. Exhale, drop both hands, chest lifts to sky. Inhale, reach up, maybe gaze up. As you exhale, drop the hands, step the left foot back, plank pose. Deep breath in, exhale, lower down. Inhale, nice and gentle, cobra. Exhale, lower down, press back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Again, finding movement or stillness. Always an option to drop the knees and take a break. On an inhale, bring your gaze forward, followed by your feet coming into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find that long neutral spine. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. And just find a couple breaths here. You could sway from side to side. Feet spread as wide as you like them to be. Knees bent to let the low back release a little bit, or maybe you start to straighten the legs to get into the hamstrings. But see if you can really release your crown towards the ground. It could be nice to grab opposite elbows. Sometimes it's nice to bring the weight forward and backwards, toes to heels. Endless possibilities, but mostly the opportunity to sink into subtle sensation and to allow yourself the opportunity to surrender. On an inhale, lengthen and lift, crown and tailbone pull away from one another, and spread your arms like wings. Find as much length as you can through the whole body and even through your breath. And on a big inhale, come all the way to stand. Reach up and gaze up. And as you exhale, release your hands, finding Tadasana, mountain pose. So from here, it could be nice to just rock toes to heels, enjoying the sensation of the feet connecting with the earth. Putting a little bend in the knees, rocking the hips from side to side, the pelvic floor, finding it come to neutral. You could roll the shoulders out a little bit. Maybe take those circles in the other direction. Maybe pull the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale. Just let them fall. Pull the pinkies in, open up here and rock the chin from side to side. And then as you're ready, find the length as much as you can from the base of the pelvic floor all the way out the crown of your head. The chin drops slightly so that the neck is long, the knees are soft. Here you feel simultaneously ground, firmly planted in the earth beneath, and lifting up into the sky. A sense of strength and weightlessness, and mostly gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for this miracle that you are, your breath and your body and the opportunity to move, the choice to nourish yourself, to work toward presence and compassion. And another beautiful day, whether the snow is falling, the sun is shining, the moon is rising, all these gifts of our earthly experience, just to behold them. Maybe bringing hands to heart center in gratitude and reverence. On an inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, drop your right hand, extend up and over through the left fingertips. You could keep pulling that right hip slightly forward. And if you grab something with your right hand, you could use it for a little leverage. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, drop the left hand, reach up and over through the right side body. Maybe you pull that left hip forward and use a little leverage to find some more length. Inhale, back up to the sky. As you exhale, put a little bend in your knees. Bring your hands behind you, fingers interlace. Inhale, maybe glance up, maybe even glance back. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips and fall forward. You could stay right here if it's comfortable. You could bend your left knee and then your right knee, pulling your elbow, your shoulder towards the bent knee. Come back to center. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Release the hands and surrender into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And this time from here, lift your left leg up. It does not matter how high. Mostly, see if you can keep pulling your left heel back, finding a little strength, and drop your crown towards the earth, finding a little surrender. If you'd like, you could bring your hands a little closer to that right foot to play around with some balance. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, with control, drop that left foot down as far back as you can and start to bend the right knee, coming into a crescent lunge. You could always drop the left knee down here. You could bring hands to blocks or thigh or up to the sky. Bending as deep into that right knee as you can. One more big breath in here. And then on an exhale, open up into your warrior two, bending that right knee deeply. And find your stance here. So take a couple breaths. Inhale, reach up and gaze up, straightening right knee. And as you exhale, deepen in. And we'll take that a couple more times. This time, with the right knee bent deeply on an inhale, reach your right palm up and back. We call it exalted warrior. Inhale, come on back. Take a deep breath in, straighten that right leg, reach your right fingertips far forward, hinging at the hips. Lift left fingertips into the sky for triangle pose, Trikonasana. You could press into your leg with your right hand to open your chest to the sky here. And then pulling thighs in towards one another, use your strength to come all the way up. Turn so both toes are facing forward, finding some length and stability here. Pull the belly button in, lift to the sky. Hands can come to the hips. As you exhale, folding forward. You could stay right here. You could bring your hands towards the earth, or maybe even grabbing onto your legs for a little leverage. If you'd like, find a little movement, maybe bending through the knees. And the more you bend your knees, the more you can really surrender your head towards the earth. On an inhale, come up halfway, reach your crown and tailbone away from one another, and then come all the way to standing. Reach up and gaze up, turn the right toes back towards the front of the mat, deepen into that warrior two. Come into extended side angle, reach your right fingertips far forward. And then maybe the left fingertips come to the sky or extend them overhead. If you're feeling comfortable here, you could drop the right hand towards the ground, or even take a little bind, wrapping right hand under thigh, reaching up and over with the left fingertips. Maybe you grab or maybe you don't. Keep softening the face wherever you are. If you bound, come on out in control. And then drop both hands to frame your right foot. Put a little pressure in the right leg, and on a big inhale, lift yourself back into standing balance. If you can, coming into warrior three, bringing hands to the heart or maybe alongside you. And if that's too much, bring your hands down to blocks or something to support you. Keep lengthening and lifting the crown and the foot away from one another. Soften through the face as much as you can. And then on an inhale, come to stand and switch. So drop your left foot and inhale. Now I'm all turned around. So drop your left foot and inhale your right foot into your hands. And start to roll out the ankle. Remember, it doesn't matter if you fall. Don't worry about falling. Worry about breathing. From there, you can pull the belly button into the spine to work to keep lengthening here. And then maybe bring hands to your hips and start to extend your right foot forward. Reach both hands up in the air. And then exhale, release your hands back to your hips. And here comes the really fun part. Switch legs, extending your left foot back behind you, coming into that warrior three. And you could stay right here, or you could take your 5 right fingertips onto the ground and reach your left fingertips into the sky. We call it half moon, and it doesn't matter, you know, how high the leg's lifting or if the left hand is reaching towards the sky. What matters is that you use the strength of your left heel reaching back to find a little strength. And mostly stay with that deep, steady breath and use this as an opportunity to practice doing difficult things calmly. If we fall, that's the best thing that could happen to us because it gives us the opportunity to breathe through the challenge. On your next exhale, drop both hands. Notice the left leg is still lifting. Exhale, both feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, long neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward. And take a couple breaths here. Rock from side to side. On your next inhale, come gently all the way to standing. Reach up and gaze up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And this time, on an inhale, reach your right heel up and back. Again, it doesn't matter how high. See if you can drop your head. Find some ease. See if you can pull through the right heel. Find a little strength. And as you're ready, drop your right foot down behind you, far back as you can, bending deeply into your left knee. Reach up, hands to blocks or thigh or to the sky, coming all the way into crescent lunge. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, open up, warrior two. And take a couple breaths here. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, deepen in. Just a couple more rounds. On your next exhale, settle into your warrior. Flip your left palm, reach up and back, exalted warrior. Come on back into your warrior two. Straighten the left leg, reach far forward and hinge into triangle pose. Again, you could use your left hand to open up your chest to the sky. Breathe deeply here. Next, inhale, come all the way up. Toes turn to face forward, but this time heel toe in a little bit. Find a nice comfortable stance, toes pointing out slightly. Start to bend the knees so they're coming over the ankles. Keep pulling belly button in, lengthen up through the spine. Inhale, reach up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, deepen in. Couple more rounds. Deepening in here. On a big inhale, lift your left heel. Exhale, lower. Inhale your right heel. Exhale, lower. Inhale both heels. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release your hands to your hips. Slide your hands down your thighs, bending your knees just till it feels good. And you could take a little side to side motion here, dropping one shoulder in towards the center at a time. If the neck permits, you could even gaze up towards the sky here. Coming back to center, drop down nice and deeply, and inhale, come all the way up to standing. Again, turn your left toes forward, bend the knee deeply. This time, extended side angle. Reach the left fingertips far forward, right hand comes up and over. Maybe they're up in the sky, maybe they're reaching forward. Maybe you want to drop the left hand down or even take that bind. So many choices. But mostly there's this sensation that the left knee is active, the thighs are strong, pulling away from each other. Take a deep breath in here, and on your next exhale, put a little strength in left leg, starting to bring your weight into that leg. And as you inhale, reach your right leg up and back. So you could stay right here, or you could start to lift your limbs off the ground for that warrior three pose. Remember, doesn't matter how high the right leg lifts, doesn't matter how high the arms lift, and if you're just working on balance, that's a great place to be. Mostly see if you can stay with your breath. And maybe you can even bring a little smile to your face. On your inhale, switch legs, bringing this time the right knee into your hands, I think. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Whatever leg you didn't do last time, do that one. And mostly just give yourself this opportunity to laugh at the fact that I don't know what's going on. And it doesn't really matter, right? We're just touching some stuff, building some strength, some balance, some stability. Bring the hands to the hips, lengthen the foot forward. It doesn't matter if the foot's higher. What we want is to not lean back. We want to keep lifting up through the torso, even if that means dropping the foot a little lower. Inhale, both arms reach to the sky, and as you exhale, big switch, bringing yourself back into your warrior three. And this time, maybe you drop your 5 left fingertips onto the ground and reach your right fingertips into the sky for your half moon pose. And just breathe wherever you are. See if you can bring a little softness to the face. Exhale. Release both hands, drop your head a little low. See if you can keep your leg lifting for one more big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Start to squat down, coming onto your tiptoes. And if this is too much, simply use your hands to support you. If you're feeling okay, you could bring your hands up to heart center, finding some length through the spine, some softness through the face. Giving thanks to the feet. If you'd like, you could interlace your fingers, lift your arms up towards the sky, maybe even pull them back to stretch out the biceps here. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, release your hands, drop your heels, straighten your legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Start to bend your knees deeply up to 90 degrees, dropping your torso onto your thighs. Reach your fingers and tailbone away from one another. See if you can keep your knees bent wherever they are and start to lift the torso up high, reaching the fingertips and tailbone in opposite directions. Take one deep breath here. Exhale, straighten your legs and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and make your way back to plank pose. It's been a while since we've been here, so take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower to your belly. Release your hands. Let them run alongside you. And as you inhale, lengthen and lift, pulling your crown and tailbone away, maybe pulling your arms a little higher. Shalabhasana, locust pose, just giving some attention to all the muscles that support the spine.
One more deep breath in here. Exhale, release everything. You could let your palms support your forehead here. Maybe rock your legs from side to side. And for good measure, let's take one more Shalabhasana. And you could take the same posture, or if you're feeling good, you might bend the knees, reach back towards the ankles, finding floor bow pose, Dhanurasana. And the same thing here. Keep the knees actively pressing in towards one another. Keep the feet flexed. Use your strong arms to open up your heart and chest. Use your strong grip muscles and use your strong brain to only go as far as is appropriate for you. One more deep breath in here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Same thing, you could let your low back release. As you're ready, press back to that tabletop position. Take your knees wide and let your sitting bones drop, coming into child's pose. Noticing the difference between this Balasana and the one we took so very long ago. Just taking an opportunity to sway through the hips here, roll out the third eye, whatever feels nice to you, reconnecting with your breath. And then as you're ready, we'll take whatever variation of hip opener you'd like. So if you want to take pigeon, I'll go through that with you. If you know that you'd prefer to come onto your back and take figure four or anything else, please take your time setting up. If you want to come into resting pigeon, Ekapada Kapotasana, inhale the right heel up and back. You can do this from downward facing dog if that's comfortable for you. Bring the right foot all the way forward. This is a lovely place to bring a blanket or a pillow or something and place it underneath the right hip so that you can work to keep both hips parallel. See if you can stay elevated on the left kneecap. Maybe you turn your gaze over the right shoulder, and as you exhale, start to surrender, relaxing down into your resting pigeon, feeling all the sensations you feel in this biggest place in the body. Wherever you are, come back into your breath if you've lost it, and use your breath to deepen the benefits of this pose. As you inhale, breathe into whatever sensations you're feeling. As you exhale, see if you can soften around those places. Inhaling, filling up with a little length and space. As you exhale, relaxing just a little deeper. Take 3 more breaths where you are. Let them be the 3 deepest breaths you've taken all day. Breathe in through your nose, and as you exhale, let everything go. Use your hands to support you if you're in pigeon pose, starting to come out easily. If you're on your back or somewhere else, stay with your breath as you transition to the other side, pressing into your hands, stepping the right leg back, having a moment in plank. Maybe you even take a little vinyasa, finding a nice gentle cobra or something else. And then as you're ready, preparing for the other side, left leg lifting, coming through, dropping down, maybe setting up with that blanket on the other side, working to even out the hips, stay elevated on the right kneecap. If you feel like you want to go a little deeper, you can walk your left foot as far forward as you like. The closer to parallel with the top of your mat it is, the more intense this is going to be. The closer that your left foot is to your right thigh, the less intense it will be. As you're ready, maybe glancing over left shoulder, surrendering down, finding a place where you can settle back into your breath. Using your breath to deepen the benefits of this posture. Breathe into whatever you're feeling. Use your exhale to offer it up. Let it go. Anything that I don't need anymore, may I let it go. Three more deep breaths. Inhale through your nose and let everything go. Take your time. Use your hands to support you. Coming back out. If you're on your back, you can stay there. We'll all meet on our backs. As you're ready, you can drop your knees, cross your legs behind you, come on to your seat and hug your knees into your chest. You could let your head drop down, lifting legs off the floor. From here, coming into Navasana, boat pose, starting to lift the legs, maybe just slightly as you pull the belly button into the spine. Start to, if you're feeling comfortable, lift the feet a little higher, lift the arms a little higher, and breathe, finding some joy here. You could bring your hands together, lengthening and lifting to your own degree. As you exhale, turn to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale back to center. Lengthen and lift for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Make sure it's safe to do so. Come all the way onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Right where we started. Notice how you're feeling here. Take a couple minutes to rock from side to side. And then if you'd like, take a little happy baby, grabbing onto the outer edges of your feet. And if it's comfortable, you could take one leg long, bending one knee at a time. This is a beeline right into that pelvic floor, the hip flexors, everything that we've really been working on to let go of is waiting for you right here. So we just give ourselves the opportunity to work to release the low back onto the ground. The whole back body, I should say, the shoulders, relax through the jaw and the eyes. As you just allow yourself to drop in. And then from here, if this is comfortable for you, grab onto the big toes and start to open the feet as wide as you can. You can use the strength of your arms to pull your toes down to the space beyond you. You can bend the knees if that's better for you. Just give yourself the permission to do what feels good here, but we're working into the hamstrings, the pelvic floor, the hip flexors, even the low back. From here, see if you can keep holding on to the big toes and bring your feet together. You can always slide your hands down, maybe towards your knees or thighs if that's not possible, but if you can, keep connecting onto the big toes here. And then you could start to lift and lengthen, bringing your gaze up towards your knees. And then exhale to lower down. Drop your hands, keeping your legs reaching high. Bring your hands up to about 12 inches. And as you exhale, drop your right foot the same height as the hands. Bring your face up towards your knee. Keep lengthening out through your right foot as you bring your face a little closer to your left knee. And then inhale the right leg up. Exhale the left leg down. Keep pulling your left heel strong. Reach your face a little closer to your right knee. Inhale, both feet high. And this time, reach your hands as high as you can. See if you can get your hands higher than your feet. If you can, it just means, like me, that you have a long torso and short legs. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Release all the way down. You could take a breath, letting everything surrender. Just notice. Give ourselves the opportunity to take an inversion, any inversion of your choosing. If you have the luxury of a blank wall somewhere near you, certainly legs up the wall is an option. If you don't have a wall, you could always just lift your feet up where they are and maybe even bring a pillow or something underneath them for a nice supported shoulder stand. If that's too much for you today, just elevating your knees and hips above your heart in bridge pose can be really, really nice. A nice supported bridge pose. Of course, you can take any sort of inversion you like. Please simply be safe. If you're in a shoulder stand, make sure that you're dropping your torso away from your neck and shoulders to take some of the pressure off the cervical spine. Wherever you are, use your deep breath, deepening the benefits of this posture as you allow blood to recirculate through, opening the heart. Take about 5 more breaths wherever you might be. Take a deep breath in. Let out a full exhale. One more big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. If you have any props beneath you, you can start to lower down. If you did take legs up the wall, you could stay there. Even for your supine spinal twists, you can hug your knees into your chest and just slide your feet over to the left, dropping your knees to the left side up against the wall if you're there. And of course, the same thing is true if you're just on the ground. You can extend one leg long if that's comfortable for you. But see if you can drop your right shoulder a little low away from the falling left knees. And if it feels good, turn your gaze in that direction. Mostly breathe deep and free. Remember that this posture benefits so much more completely with a full, steady breath. Take a deep breath in and let out a full exhale. Bring your gaze to the sky, followed by your knees. Hug them into your chest. And switch as you're ready, dropping both knees over to the right, dropping the left shoulder a little low, maybe bringing your gaze toward it. Settling back into your deep, steady breath. Take a deep inhale and let out a full exhale. Bring your gaze to the sky, followed by your knees. Hug them into your chest. And as we prepare for Shavasana, full resting pose, maybe you add some layers, socks, or a sweatshirt if it's cold in your house like it is in mine. Maybe you roll up a blanket or put a little pillow underneath your spine. Maybe you want that legs up the wall posture that you had before. The possibilities are endless, but please, you find a nice, comfortable place to be. And I'm going to give you a nice Shavasana, hopefully here. Shavasana is the place where we always return to allow ourselves to completely absorb the benefits of our practice. There's no need to hold on to any control over breath. You can allow your breath to return to normal. Maybe you just notice all the subtle sensations that you're feeling here. Allowing yourself to relax from the top of your skull all the way down through your forehead and eyes and nose, relaxing your cheeks and mouth and tongue, into your shoulders, relaxing the space around your heart, your arms, relaxing all through your lungs, your ribs, your belly, your wrists and fingers, your hips and thighs, relaxing all the way down your knees and calves and ankles, relaxing all the way down to your toes.
Take a deep breath in where you are and let out a full exhale. If you are comfortable and able to do so, I encourage you to stay right where you are, even though our practice together is officially over. But thank you to each of you for taking the time to share your light and your practice with me. May your cultivation of these qualities of peace and presence and compassion and gratitude radiate ever outward, filling you up and filling out into the world. I bow to the divinity in you. Namaste.